Hello everyone. Okay, so it is time for the, I'm gonna call this the book club. So because I don't want to call it book lessons because I don't really like go through the book in detail, and I think that whoever has read this book too maybe can do a video response or post some comments and let them know what they got out of the book. Leave it like that. What they got out of the book. So today we're going to be doing chapter 3 and chapter 4. Go through that. And chapter 3 is, bring out the book. Chapter 3 is about magic. I forgot to write that down. Durr. Okay. Chapter 3. Magic. There we go. And then chapter 4 is about tools. Okay, so chapter 3, it was short as well. But I wanted to do chapter 4 anyway because I made some of my tools last night during the full moon and charged them with by the moon. So I just wanted to go through that and show you that. So first of all, chapter 3, magic. Magic has he has defined magic to be magic is the protection of natural energies to produce needed effects. The three main sources of magic is personal power, earth power, and divine power. Sorry, gotta fix that. Personal power, we absorb energy from the moon, sun, water, and food, earth, even anything, basically. We release it during the movement, exercising, sex, childbirth, exhaling, and then we recoup our energy through inhaling as well. So everything is absorbing and releasing, basically. Earth power resides in our planet, of course, and natural products such as stones, trees, water, crystals, and etc. We can dip a quartz crystal. These are just some examples that he had. We can dip a quartz crystal in salt water to cleanse it and use it to heal a person, like pressing it against a sick person's body to send its healing energies within. Another example he wrote was sprinkle herbs around a candle which is burning to produce a specific magical effect. Then he also wrote, oils are also rubbed on the body to affect internal changes as well. Like body massages, use oil, oil in sex and stuff like that. So, use oil for a lot of things. Just think about what you use. You use lotion to moisturize your body, and lotion has a lot of different ingredients in it, and just take a look at what you're putting on your body. There's a lot of if you get organic stuff like avocado in it or whatever else, tea tree oil is a good one. Okay, so the next one is divine power, which is both personal power and earth power are manifestations of divine power. Divine power exists within the goddess and the god. It's the life force. So basically, the goddess and God, God's power. We invoke the goddess and the god to bless our magic with power. So I'm just going to use my phone because he talks about invoking with an I and then evoking. So I have a dictionary thing on my phone to tell us the difference. So phone's like weird. Okay. And why isn't this working? Let's just go online. Invoke. Define invoke. To call from their earnest desire, make supplications, or pray for. To invoke God's mercy. So basically praying. Cite or appeal as an authority for an action or in support of an argument. Call on in prayer as a witness or for inspiration. So let's look up evoke. Evoke. E-V-O-K-E. Definition. Evoke, evoking, to call up or produce. So what's the difference? Evoke versus invoke. It's already up there. Evoke and invoke, two members of small but powerful family of words relating to. Evoke means one, to summon or call forth, to call to mind, and to call up a memory. Let's go further into it. To call up a memory from the past. Invoke means primarily to call upon, especially in reference to aid, assist, or a higher power, from a higher power. So evoke means to summon or call forth. So bring forth. And invoke means to call upon, to ask for assistance. So now we got that straight. And so moving on. Exercise, page 21, it shows you a little ritual on paying your bill, and it goes through using a green candle with patchouli oil and saying some words and mentally and physically writing out your bill and visualizing that it's paid. And you can read that yourself and go through that exercise if you want. We do not perform destructive, manipulative, or exploitive magic. That's chapter 3. Okay. Chapter 4, tools. Tools are not necessary to practice Wicca or witchcraft, but they enrich rituals and symbolize complex energies. Tools have no power except what we lend it. So, basically, I think I've said this before in my other videos that you don't need tools, but obviously they're nice to have, and it extends your power out. It helps you visualize, and makes you more, how can I say this? Makes you more focused on what you're doing. So, the broom, which I've made a broom right here, it's just a small broom, and I made it out of a skewer. You know, those skewers that you do barbecue with, and that raffia stuff that I used in the books to bind the paper to the book. So that's my broom, and I have a bigger broom, but I don't want to bring it out. You know, so okay. Laid across the threshold, the broom halts all spells I can't talk, sorry. Laid across a threshold, the broom halts all spells to the house or residents within. Broom under a pillow brought pleasant dreams and protection to the sleeper. We can begin a ritual by sweeping the area. Sweeping is a physical cleansing. The broom doesn't even have to touch the ground. You visualize it. Broom is a purifier linked with water, so it can be used in all types of water spells, such as love and psychic workings. You can make your own broom, like I just showed you. You can use ash wood for protective. Ashes for protective, and you can use as a staff. You can use birch for the twigs, the little bristles on your broom, and that's for purifying if you use birch. And you can use willow to bind the broom. See how I have it bind on here? Bind the broom together. And willow is sacred to the goddess. You don't have to use those supplies if they're not available to you. You can use anything that you have around. Obviously, I just had this around and I just put it together. So other ways, you can go walking outside and find branches, even one as big as a staff length, and you know, do it that way. Sorry about that. So if you want to make a smaller broom, you can use pine needles and you know, something small, a small branch or something, and then bind it that way. Whenever taking something from a tree or something from nature live, ask for it. You know, tell them what you're going to use it for, whether it be out loud or inside your head. You don't want to take things that don't, that, you know, it's polite to ask, obviously. The branches that I found were on the ground, so, I thanked the trees nearby for leaving the branches there for me, you know. So that's one thing about collecting nature stuff. Okay, so even today, Wiccans hand fasting, which is their marriage ritual, use a broom to leap over to solemnize their union. Other cultures use it for fertility, when you jump over the broom and stuff like that too. The wand, this one I made last night. And so it has my my crystal quartz that I showed you in a previous video, my witchy haul, and I used the wire that I showed in another haul. I don't know if it was on this channel or if it was on my other channel, C Rocha, CROCHA 11. But that's the wire that I used that I bought from Michael's. I think it was like $1.99 for a pack in the gardening area. And it comes in long stems, like about that long, from my finger to my wand. And this is wood, a branch that I found outside, and I carved it with my boline. And we'll go into detail what a boline is later. And then I do nails, so I put acrylic on here and used a top coat gel in UV protection, or whatever it's called, and then I put some Swarovski crystals on there as well. And so this is my wand, and this is something that I also charged last night with the full moon. I'll be making more of these, and then if anybody wants me to make them one, I will be gladly to make them one, and just inbox me and let me know, and we can talk about prices. I'm not going to charge like a crazy amount for it. I'm just going to charge for obviously the products that I used and for my time obviously to make it. So it's not going to be a crazy amount. So I think this stone was like $3.95 from Magus, and then obviously acrylic and glitters that I use, sand and stuff to make my acrylic, and these Swarovski crystals right here. So we can, you know, discuss the price if you want me to make you one. So this is my wand, and I love it. I'm going to make more for me, one with my tiger's eye, and I have a tiger's eye mix too, so I'm going to use that. So that's another one, and I just super love it. So there's my wand. Okay, moving on to what a wand is. Wand is a primary tool, instrument of invocation. Used to direct energy, draws symbols on this in the ground, can point to danger simply by putting it in your hand like that, and then it moves around and it points to danger if you ask it to, you know. Let's see. Or can even stir brew in a cauldron. And that being said, he doesn't really explain where this statement comes from, but I've been reading up on this book right here called Power of the Witch by Laurie Cabot. That's her name. There's actually some videos in my favorites. It's by biography, so it's like about 7 videos long, about 8 minutes each, and really, really good videos. You guys need to go see it. It's in my favorites. And there's also another one too. It's an older version, all about witchcraft and Wicca, not discriminating or anything about it. And Laurie Cabot is in the video, along with Silver Raven Wolf and other ladies of the craft. So this is an awesome book, and I recommend everybody to read this book. It is the bomb, basically. There's like no other word to say it. It is like so awesome. I love this book. The first few chapters is all about like the history, very informative, and then it goes into telling you things that you need to do, like your alpha state, which is basically your the state that you use when you're using divination, or the state that you're in when you're doing rituals. It talks about the alpha state and practices to do that before you start your rituals and your spells and all that stuff. And it talks about a year and a day. This is the old religion. In order to get into the coven, it's a year and a day that you have to go through and learn and do the alpha exercises and everything in order to be initiated into their coven. So for me right now, I haven't been doing formal rituals or of any sort. I am waiting to gather my supplies. I'm waiting to gather more information. I am waiting for me to feel more comfortable, and when I'm ready to do it. I do like daily, not formal rituals. I I speak to the goddess when the moon is up at night, and I also speak to the god when the sun is up. So, and that ritual is also in the beginning chapters of the deity chapters in Wicca, A Guide for a Solitary Practitioner by Scott Cunningham. So, I've been doing that, and like last night, I talked to, you know, the goddess of the moon, and asked her to cleanse and bless and you know, purify my magical tools. I laid out for her overnight, and I also asked her to protect everyone that I love, and just everyone, basically. Everyone I love and everyone I don't love. So I also, the moon also, you know, talked to me and said to reach out to some people, and you guys know who you are, who I reached out to. Two girls in particular that I've reached out to, that I feel really close to since I've been back on track, as you would say it. But really good book. Anyway, back to the book reading, or book meeting, book club. Okay, so yeah, to stir a brew in a cauldron. Okay, so Laurie Cabot, explains where this comes from, because in olden days, when witches were hunted down, we couldn't have our tools out, you know, and about for those people to find them and accuse us of witchcraft and basically, you know, kill us. So they used things around the house, like obviously a broom would be a broom. They used those wooden spoons as their wand, and a regular knife in the kitchen would be their magical knife, or you know, their atham. Just things around the house. So that's where that comes from. Represents the element of air and sacred to the gods. So the wand, it represents the element of air and it's sacred to the gods. Traditional woods used would be willow, elder, oak, apple, peach, hazel, and cherry, and basically anything else that you can get your hands on. Length can be from the bend of your elbow, which is the bend of your elbow, to the tip of your forefinger. And I don't know how long this one is, because I just made it. Oh, look, perfect. I didn't even make that way. It just came out that way. I didn't measure it or anything. I swear I didn't measure it or anything. It just came out that way. Okay. Magic. All right. The length can be from the bend of your elbow to the tip of your forefinger, or whatever feels right to you. So obviously that length felt right to me, otherwise it wouldn't have came out that way, right? So a censer. Censers that I use, I lost my incense holder, which is those long stick things, and mine had an opening where I could put my incense in, and it had pretty stars and stuff like that on there, and I don't know what the heck happened to it. But there's one at Walmart that I am eyeing, and it's like $5, and it's made out of soapstone. It's beautiful. There's also regular stick ones for $1 too, so, or a couple dollars, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was $1. So this is one that I got from the dollar store, and I bought 4 of these. I don't know why, but it just felt right to buy 4 of them. Maybe I'll put it at all 4 corners. Who knows? But I bought 4 of them. And basically you put your tea light in here. And then you put your whatever oil you're going to put in here. You use the oil, or you can just use the cone. I have a cone right here. And you can just put it on there and burn it that way. This is one that I have. The other one I have is like this, and it has my dragonfly on it because I love dragonflies. So this is also something I got from the dollar store, and these cones are something I got from the dollar store too, and they come in like vials. So that's 2 of my sensors, and you can use your cauldron with the charcoal. Let me find it. One sec. Charcoal. So it comes in a pack like this, and you get them at your occult store. You can order them online as well. So they also use them in hookahs, obviously, because there's a hookah picture right there. So wherever you think you can find one, you find them. So you just you can kind of see how big they are. You just take one and put it in your cauldron, light it from below, and then you light it on top, and then you put your raw incense on there. So incense burner can be as complex as the metal one churches use to swing about. And I used to have one of those, but I don't know what happened to it. So I'll have to do a spell or some divination to figure out what happened to that someday. Or it could be a seashell with sand in it, or any bowl or cup with sand will do. So I have, let me see, some sand and some salt. Oopsie daisies. Sorry about that, guys. Should have brought that out, but I forgot. So nobody's perfect. Okay, so this is salt that I also bought, a whole big one, to let's see, 1 pound of sea salt at the dollar store. So it's in the salt section where the food is. And this one is sand in the kind of like across from, it's like where all those rock beads and stuff are in. But you'll find it if you go to the dollar section. But it comes with this big old jar of sand. And also that I got from the dollar store, that's just Dollar General, usually regular, is some shells. So there's a bunch of shells in here, big ones, small ones, of all sizes. I haven't opened it yet. But you can use that and just put a little sand in, put your cone in there, and you're good to go. So anything will work. I also sometimes use this bowl here, and I use this to put in my seeds and stuff that I also wanted to bless before I plant them. So I'll just put this over here. So I can put sand in here and put like the cone incense in here as well and burn it that way too. You don't want to use your charcoal rounds in anything that is less than your cauldron because it's not safe. Okay? Okay, so incense can be a stick, a cone, a block, or even raw incense, like the raw that you use in your mortar and pestle to grind up. So smoke from incense is sometimes used for divination as well. You can use the smoke and see things with it. So it's an element of fire. The cauldron, which I just pulled out, has 3 legs. It doesn't have to, but this is a cauldron, basically. Mini one. Well, not that mini. I've seen smaller like this small. So there's all sizes out there. Really cute. I saw it. Okay, the cauldron is the witch's tool par excellence. That's what he wrote. Symbol of the goddess, essence of femininity and fertility, also of water, reincarnation, immortality, and inspiration. Often the focal point of a ritual or altar. So when you're doing your ritual, it's obviously going to be in the middle. Sorry about that, my camera shut off. wasn't enough room. Okay, so anyway, back to the cauldron. It's the witch's tool par excellence, symbol of the goddess, essence of femininity. Oh, we already said that part. Focal point of the altar. Okay, yeah. So it's the focal point of the altar. Sometimes, not all the time. There's going to be something else that could also be the focal point of the altar, and we'll get to that later in this session. During spring rites, it is filled with water and flowers, or flowers, for the spring rites. During winter, a fire can be lit to represent the returning of the sun, which is the god, from the cauldron, which is represents the goddess. Cauldron can be used for scrying as well. You just fill it with water, and you just look into it, obviously. So, the magic knife. So, I currently don't have a magic knife. I use this as my bowline, which is, I'll explain to you later what it is. And this is what I use to carve my wand. So, this will be what I use to carve all of my magical tools, or anything that I use for my craft, so that I need to carve. So that's that. This is something that was my husband's, and I kind of am using it for that. So I like it a lot. It's really sharp, and it's like this rubbery thing, so it doesn't slip out. It's really nice. Anyway, he's in the Army, if you're wondering. That's why he has all those, he has like bunch and bunch and bunch of knives and stuff, so he won't miss that at all. Okay, so, magic knife, aka the Atham. It's not used for cutting at all. It's similar to the wand, but it's more commanding and manipulative. So it's used to direct energy during rites and spells. It's rarely used to invoke or call upon the deities because it's an instrument of commanding and power manipulation. Usually dull, double-edged with a black or dark handle. Black absorbs power. It doesn't have to be black. It could be any color that feels right to you. And that goes with any of your tools, obviously. So, pick what stands out to you. I had one, and it was gold. And it was double-edged, and it was about this long, and I don't know what I did with it. So, I have the worst memory ever, so I'll have to find it somewhere. Anyway, usually... Oh, you already said that part. A tool that causes change is linked with the fire and has natural links to the gods. The white-handled knife, or bowline, which mine is not white at all. Watch, my Atham will be white. Okay. Is a practical working knife used to cut wands or sacred herbs, inscribe symbols onto candles, wood, clay, or wax, and is used on cutting cords for cord magic. It's usually white-handled, but it doesn't have to be white-handled. It could be whatever color you want. Purple, gold, green, whatever, rainbow, color you want. The crystal sphere. Now this is the other one that can be used as your centerpiece as well on your altar. In some rites, not all. Obviously, you can interchange the cauldron and the sphere. The crystal quartz sphere is an ancient magical tool, usually expensive depending on its size. And I used to have one of those too. Again, I don't know what I did with it. So I'll have to get another one or find the one that I had. So it's used in divination. Represents the goddess because of the sphere. symbolic of the depths of the sea, which is the goddess's domain. You can periodically expose it to the moonlight or rub mugwort. It will increase its ability to spark our psychic powers. Maybe the center of the full moon rituals. So you can use it as the center of your full moon rituals if you like. The cup or the chalice. He doesn't mention it as a chalice, but I've read in other books that is what it's called. And this, again, you can get at the dollar store. I haven't decorated yet, so maybe I'll do that the next full moon. I have to get some supplies for glass, like glass markers or something like that to decorate this. So this is going to be mine, or maybe another one that I like better I'll find. I'm not sure. So, but that's just an example of one. It's a cauldron with a stem, basically. It symbolizes the goddess and fertility. Element is water. Excuse me. May contain a beverage to be consumed during the ritual, like wine. If you don't like wine, use something else. It may be any cup of anything, made out of anything, whatever you like. So the pentacle, and the pentacle is something I made also last night, and so this is my pentacle, and basically the last pentacle I made was out of wood, and it had many beads of different color that represented earth, air, fire, water, and spirit, which is basically the points on the pentacle. So this time I am using this stone. I don't remember what kind of stone this is, but it's a stone. And I have carved into it the star. So, and I put this in the moon or under the moonlight to cleanse any of negative energies that it may have had. I made it, and I bought it. I think there was like 4 to a pack of these, and I think they're supposed to be coasters, but I wrote my name on the back. If you want me to make you one too, anything that you see here that I've made, let me know, and I can just inbox me, and obviously we'll talk price, and this is not going to be too expensive. I'll figure out how much the 4-piece was divided by 4, and the effort that I took to put the star in here. Obviously it wasn't a lot, so it's not going to be expensive. So if this is something that you like or want, inbox me, and I can custom make it to whatever you like. If you want jewels on it or whatever, just let me know. So this is my pentacle. Okay, so it's usually of brass, gold, silver, wood, wax, clay, and etc. Inscribed with the pentagram, as you saw. Instrument of protection, used to evoke spirits. Represents earth, used to place tools, charms, amulets, stones, and other things to be ritually consecrated. So you have this, and you can put your stones on it, or whatever else on it. Sorry, I have my little pentacle here, like this. What else do I got in here? And my little Celtic knot right there to consecrate it. So that's basically probably what it would look like on your altar. You can even lay your wand across it. So just get this stuff off again. Alright, and let's see, sometimes used to summon the goddess and the gods. Hung over doors, windows to protect. So that's that. Book of Shadows. I have a couple of Book of Shadows, actually. So here is a couple of my Book of Shadows. One of them you're looking at right now, which is just this binder. This is more for my research Book of Shadows, what I take from books, information from books, and as soon as I get a lot more information, I will be transferring it into my formal Book of Shadows, which I am going to make, and I'll show you, obviously, because I like to show you everything, what that will look like. So here is, here's my, I'm going to put my spells in this one, and this is just something that I've used in school, and I didn't use all of the pages, so there's a lot left like that, and I like how it's it's like thick, and it has this strap on it to close it, and this is where I'm going to write my spells in, like my invocation spell that I'm going to do for my first ritual that I'll be doing. And that's another thing why I haven't done it, is because I don't have anything ready. So this is my herbal grimoire. This is where I've already labeled, and there's going to be 2 of them because I don't have enough pages to make the whole alphabet on here. So I'm going to get another one, and I just got this at Borders, which is a bookstore where you buy brand new books at. So I think this is like only $5.99 for this big old thing right here. And so basically I'm going to put my pages in here, and I left some pages blank in case I wanted to write anything, but then it starts A, B, C, and throughout the alphabet, and I've done pages for each. You can see pages in between the alphabet, or the letters, so that there'll be enough room for all of the herbs and whatever I look for. So those are my Book of Shadows as of yet. I'll probably have more along the line, but that's what I have right now. Book of Shadows is a workbook containing invocations, ritual patterns, spells, runes, rules governing magic, and etc. Can be multiple Book of Shadows, can be on a computer using a USB port Book of Shadows, can be 3-ring binder, notebook. It can be anything that you want to use for your Book of Shadows. So next is the bell. I don't have a bell either yet. I haven't found one that's right for me yet. I used to have one as well. I had everything before, and I don't know what I did with everything. I have most of it, and maybe that's, this is the stuff that I'm supposed to have, and the other stuff wasn't meant to be. So, the bell is a ritual instrument of incredible antiquity. It's a feminine symbol used to invoke the goddess. It's rung to ward off evil spirits and spells, halt storms, or evoke good energies. Placed in cupboards or hung on the door, also guards the home. Collecting tools. This is the last bit of chapter 4. It says make sure to strip off its negative energies. Clean the tool physically, soap, water, whatever, however you want to clean it, just with water. You can do it that way. You can bury it in, I say bury wrong, I know. Bury it in a bowl full of sand or salt, or even bury it in dirt. See, I said it right that time. Bury it in dirt in the backyard or in your garden or wherever. Obviously, cover it with something so it doesn't get all dirty. But I mean, if you want to just put it in raw dirt, you can do that too. It's up to you. Then you'll have to clean it again. Let's see. So you can put that in salt or sand in a few days in a big bowl to allow it to be cleansed. And another way is to plunge it into the sea, lake, river, or even the bathtub after purifying the water by adding salt. So my ways that I also do is, obviously last night I used the full moon to cleanse my tools, and I also will be charging it, which is later when I do my rituals. I'll start with the sand ritual, which I'll go more in depth when I do the book club review on Laurie Cabot's books. So you can use incense, wave it in the incense to purify it, like you use sage to purify your room. Those are just a couple of things that I have written down. So other tools that I am using that is not in the book is, or in the tools section, obviously, is your mortar and pestle that you'll be using to grind your incense, or whatever you grind with that. I have my tricotta, which is a symbol for protection. This will be on my altar as well. I have this cord, and I finger weaved this. So if I spread it apart, you can see that this is all finger weaved. I made it myself. So it's really long, and I'm using it for my circle because I'm a really clumsy person, and I'll probably, if I don't have this, I'll walk out of my circle without even knowing it, and that's not good. So this is really, really long to make a really big circle. A circle ordinarily is about 9 feet in diameter. So if you want the circumference of a circle, which is the around part of the circle, then you have to times that by 3.14, which is basically pi, I believe, to get the circumference of the circle. So I didn't do that. I just made it as long as I feel that I would need, because I don't need a 9-foot circle, but it's just me, so I don't have other people in my circle, so I don't need a big space for that. So yeah, this is something that I use, that I just made last night too, and I asked the goddess to cleanse this as well. And again, if you want me to make you one, we'll discuss that if you inbox me. Let's see, other things. I think we discussed everything else in here. And oh yeah, candles. Candles. I'm using this green and this red for the goddess and the god. Some books say you use black and white, or purple and blue, or blue and what's the other color called? I don't know, there's another color. But for different types of rituals, black, they say that it absorbs energy and white releases it, so that's why they use the black and white. And those other colors that I mentioned previously does the same thing. They say you should have a goddess statue, which I don't have one yet. Maybe it'll be a picture in a frame for me. Maybe it'll be an actual statue. I'm not sure yet. I have to do more research on goddesses and gods to determine which deity that I'll be sticking to. So that's another thing. So this says it's easy to peel off, so you can make your own label on there, and when I do that, I can show you that too. So that's other tools. I have lots of other or not a lot, but other candles that I'll be using, and etc. So if you have any questions, let me know. Sorry this video is so long, but it needs to be. So have a great day and blessed be.